Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Allow participation in or the right to be part of. Permit to exercise the rights, functions, and responsibilities of. Admit someone to the profession. Admit into a group or community. We'll have to vote on whether or not to admit a new member. Have room for, hold without crowding. The theater admits 300 people. Afford possibility. This problem admits of no solution. Allow to enter, grant entry to. We cannot admit non-members into our club building. Declare to be true or admit the existence or reality or truth of. He admitted his errors. Serve as a means of entrance. This ticket will admit one adult to the show. Allow participation in or the right to be part of. Permit to exercise the rights, functions, and responsibilities of. Add as part of something else. Put in as part of a set, group, or category. We must include this chemical element in the group. Consider as part of something. I include you in the list of culprits. Have as a part, be made up out of. The list includes the names of many famous writers. Allow participation in or the right to be part of. Permit to exercise the rights, functions, and responsibilities of. Allow to enter, grant entry to. Give an affirmative reply to. Respond favorably to. I cannot accept your invitation. Be designed to hold or take. Tolerate or accommodate oneself to. I shall have to accept these unpleasant working conditions. Admit into a group or community. Accept students for graduate study. Take on as one's own the expenses or debts of another person. All accept the charges. Make use of or accept for some purpose. Receive willingly something given or offered. Please accept my present. Be sexually responsive to, used of a female domesticated mammal. The cow accepted the bull. Consider or hold as true. I cannot accept the dogma of this church. React favorably to. Consider right and proper. People did not accept atonal music at that time. Receive, a report, officially, as from a committee. The income or profit arising from such transactions as the sale of land or other property. Be capable of holding or containing. This box won't take all the items. Remove something concrete, as by lifting, pushing, or taking off, or remove something abstract. Take the gun from your pocket. Serve oneself to, or consume regularly. I don't take sugar in my coffee. Make a film or photograph of something. Take a scene. Be designed to hold or take. This surface will not take the dye. Require, time or space. Take somebody somewhere. Can you take me to the main entrance? Have sex with. Archaic use. He had taken this woman when she was most vulnerable. Have with oneself. Have on one's person. She always takes an umbrella. Receive or obtain regularly. We take the Times every day. Admit into a group or community. Head into a specified direction. Pick out, select, or choose from a number of alternatives. Take into consideration for exemplifying purposes. Assume, as of positions or roles. Interpret something in a certain way. Convey a particular meaning or impression. How should I take this message? Lay claim to, as of an idea. Accept or undergo, often unwillingly. Make use of or accept for some purpose. Take a risk. Take something or somebody with oneself somewhere. Engage for service under a term of contract. Shall we take a guide in Rome? Be stricken by an illness, fall victim to an illness. Take on a certain form, attribute, or aspect. Take as an undesirable consequence of some event or state of affairs. Get into one's hands, take physically. Can you take this bag, please? Require as useful, just, or proper. It takes nerve to do what she did. Occupy or take on. Receive willingly something given or offered. Be a student of a certain subject. Proceed along in a vehicle. Point or cause to go, blows, weapons, or objects such as photographic equipment, towards. Ascertain or determine by measuring, computing or take a reading from a dial. Take a pulse. Be seized or affected in a specified way. Take sick. Buy, select. I'll take a pound of that sausage. Carry out. Take action. Experience or feel or submit to. Obtain by winning. Winner takes all. Take by force. Take into one's possession. I'll take 3 salmon steaks. The act of photographing a scene or part of a scene without interruption. Travel or go by means of a certain kind of transportation, or a certain route. He takes the bus to work. Contend against an opponent in a sport, game, or battle. Admit into a group or community. Take on a certain form, attribute, or aspect. Take on titles, offices, duties, responsibilities. Accept as a challenge. Provide housing for. Be agreeable or acceptable to. Have room for, hold without crowding. This hotel can accommodate 250 guests. Make, one thing, compatible with, another. The scientists had to accommodate the new results with the existing theories. Provide a service or favor for someone. Make fit for, or change to suit a new purpose. Provide with something desired or needed. Can you accommodate me with a rental car? Be capable of holding or containing. The flask holds 1 gallon. Be pertinent or relevant or applicable. This theory holds for all irrational numbers. Have or possess, either in a concrete or an abstract sense. She holds a master's degree from Harvard. Be the physical support of, carry the weight of. The beam holds up the roof. Resist or confront with resistance. A state of being confined, usually for a short time. The prisoner is on hold. Lessen the intensity of temper. Hold in restraint. Hold or keep within limits. Hold your tongue. Drink alcohol without showing ill effects. He can hold his liquor. Cause to stop. Have room for. Hold without crowding. The auditorium can't hold more than 500 people. Time during which some action is awaited. He ordered a hold in the action. Have or hold in one's hands or grip. A crazy idea took hold of him. Organize or be responsible for. Hold a reception. The appendage to an object that is designed to be held in order to use or move it. Be valid, applicable, or true. This theory still holds. Protect against a challenge or attack. Maintain, a theory, thoughts, or feelings. To close within bounds, or otherwise limit or deprive of free movement. This holds the local until the express passengers change trains. Keep in mind or convey as a conviction or view. Hold these truths to be self-evident. The space in a ship or aircraft for storing cargo. Have rightfully. Of rights, titles, and offices. Contain or hold. Have within. The canteen holds fresh water. Bind by an obligation. Cause to be indebted. I'll hold you by your promise. A cell in a jail or prison. Be in accord. Be in agreement. I hold with those who say life is sacred. The act of grasping. She kept a firm hold on the railing. Secure and keep for possible future use or application. Cause to continue in a certain state, position, or activity. E.g., keep clean. Hold in place. Support or hold in a certain manner. She holds her head high. Declare to be. Understanding of the nature or meaning or quality or magnitude of something. Arrange for and reserve something for someone else in advance. Please hold a table at Maxim's. Aim, point, or direct. Assert or affirm. Rousseau's philosophy holds that people are inherently good. A stronghold. Cover as for protection against noise or smell. Hold one's nose. Have as a major characteristic. The novel holds many surprises. Hold the attention of. She can hold an audience spellbound. Keep from departing. Keep from exhaling or expelling. Hold your breath. Power by which something or someone is affected or dominated. He has a hold over them. Remain committed to. I hold to these ideas. Remain in a certain state, position, or condition. Stop dealing with. Hold all calls to the President's office while he is in a meeting. Take and maintain control over, often by violent means. Give or assign a resource to a particular person or cause. Make it possible through a specific action or lack of action for something to happen. This sealed door won't allow the water come into the basement. Allow or plan for a certain possibility. Concede the truth or validity of something. I allow for this possibility. Let have. Mandela was allowed few visitors in prison. Allow the presence of or allow an activity, without opposing or prohibiting. We don't allow dogs here. Consent to, give permission. I cannot allow you to see your exam. Allow the other, baseball team to score. Afford possibility. This short story allows of several different interpretations. Make a possibility or provide opportunity for, permit to be attainable or cause to remain. The evidence allows only one conclusion. Grant as a discount or in exchange. The camera store owner allowed me $50 on my old camera. Allow to enter, grant entry to. Allow to enter, grant entry to. Report the receipt of. The program committee acknowledged the submission of the authors of the paper. Accept, someone, to be what is claimed or accept his power and authority. The Crown Prince was acknowledged as the true heir to the throne. Express recognition of the presence or existence of, or acquaintance with. He never acknowledges his colleagues when they run into him in the hallway. Declare to be true or admit the existence or reality or truth of. She acknowledged that she might have forgotten. Express obligation, thanks, or gratitude for. We must acknowledge the kindness she showed towards us. Accept as legally binding and valid. Acknowledge the deed. Make it possible through a specific action or lack of action for something to happen. This permits the water to rush in. Allow the presence of or allow an activity, without opposing or prohibiting. Children are not permitted beyond this point. Consent to, give permission. She permitted her son to visit her estranged husband. The act of giving a formal, usually written, authorization. Large game fish, found in waters of the West Indies. A legal document giving official permission to do something. The appearance conveyed by a person's face. A pleasant countenance. The human face, kisser, and smiler, and mug, are informal terms for face, and fizz is British. Formal and explicit approval. Consent to, give permission. Grant use or occupation of under a term of contract. A brutal terrorist group active in Kashmir fights against India with the goal of restoring Islamic rule of India. Make it possible through a specific action or lack of action for something to happen. A serve that strikes the net before falling into the receiver's court. The ball must be served again. Consent to, give permission. I won't let the police search her basement. Cause to move. Cause to be in a certain position or condition. This let me in for a big surprise. Actively cause something to happen. I let it be known that I was not interested. Leave unchanged. Let it be. Serve oneself to, or consume regularly. Undergo, as of injuries and illnesses. Have or possess, either in a concrete or an abstract sense. Have sex with, archaic use. Have ownership or possession of. How many cars does she have? Achieve a point or goal. Go through, mental or physical states or experiences. Have a feeling. Get something. Come into possession of. A person who possesses great material wealth. Organize or be responsible for. Have, throw, or make a party. Undergo. Have as a feature. Cause to be born. Cause to move. Cause to be in a certain position or condition. Cause to do. Cause to act in a specified manner. Receive willingly something given or offered. The only girl who would have him was the miller's daughter. Have a personal or business relationship with someone. Have a postdoc. Have left. I have 2 years left. Suffer from. Be ill with. Declare to be. Announce publicly or officially. The president declared war. Declare to be. She was declared incompetent. Authorize payments of. Declare dividends. Designate, a trump suit or no trump, with the final bid of a hand. Make a declaration, of dutiable goods, to a customs official. Do you have anything to declare? Proclaim one's support, sympathy, or opinion for or against. His wife declared at once for moving to the West Coast. State emphatically and authoritatively. He declared that he needed more money to carry out the task he was charged with. State firmly. He declared that he was innocent. Doctor's degree in osteopathy. Carry out or perform an action. Carry on or function. We could do with a little more help around here. Be sufficient. Be adequate, either in quality or quantity. Will $100 do? Create or design, often in a certain way. Get something done. An uproarious party. Behave in a certain manner. Show a certain behavior. Conduct or comport oneself. What makes her do this way? Give rise to. Cause to happen or occur, not always intentionally. Proceed or get along. How is she doing in her new job? Engage in. Do research. Carry out or practice, as of jobs and professions. Arrange attractively. Spend time in prison or in a labor camp. The syllable naming the first, tonic, note of any major scale in psalmization. Travel or traverse, a distance. This car does 150 miles per hour. Mate with. Male animals serve the females for breeding purposes. Be used by, as of a utility. The sewage plant served the neighboring communities. Be sufficient. Be adequate, either in quality or quantity. Nothing else will serve. Work for or be a servant to. May I serve you? Serve a purpose, role, or function. The tree stump serves as a table. Sports. A stroke that puts the ball in play. His powerful serves won the game. Deliver a warrant or summons to someone. Help to some food. Help with food or drink. I served him 3 times, and after that he helped himself. Promote, benefit, or be useful or beneficial to. Art serves commerce. Spend time in prison or in a labor camp. Provide, usually but not necessarily food. We serve meals for the homeless. Contribute or conduce to. The scandal served to increase his popularity. Devote, part of, one's life or efforts to, as of countries, institutions, or ideas. She served the art of music. Do duty or hold offices, serve in a specific function. He served as head of the department for 3 years. Do military service. She served in Vietnam. Put the ball into play. It was Agassiz' turn to serve. Place ceremoniously or formally in an office or position. There was a ceremony to induct the president of the Academy. Accept people into an exclusive society or group, usually with some right. Produce electric current by electrostatic or magnetic processes. Admit as a member. We were inducted into the Honor Society. Introduce or initiate. The young geisha was inducted into the ways of her profession. Admit again or anew. After paying a penalty, the player was readmitted. Admit anew. The refugee was readmitted into his home country. Have as a necessary feature. This decision involves many changes. Connect closely and often incriminatingly. Require as useful, just, or proper. Contain as a part. Dinner at Joe's always involves at least 6 courses. Engage as a participant. Don't involve me in your family affairs. Make complex or intricate or complicated. The situation was rather involved. Occupy or engage the interest of. His story completely involved me during the entire afternoon. Someone new to a field or activity. Bring up a topic for discussion. Bring into being. He initiated a new program. People who have been introduced to the mysteries of some field or activity. It is very familiar to the initiate. Accept people into an exclusive society or group, usually with some right. African men are initiated when they reach puberty. Someone who has been admitted to membership in a scholarly field. Set in motion, start an event or prepare the way for. Take the lead or initiative in. Participate in the development of. Admit to a wrongdoing. State insincerely. He professed innocence but later admitted his guilt. Confess one's faith in, or allegiance to. The terrorists professed allegiance to their country. Practice as a profession, teach, or claim to be knowledgeable about. She professes organic chemistry. Receive into a religious order or congregation. State freely. The teacher professed that he was not generous when it came to giving good grades. Take vows, as in religious order. She professed herself as a nun. A period of time spent sleeping. He felt better after a little sleep. Euphemisms for death, based on an analogy between lying in a bed and in a tomb. They had to put their family pet to sleep. Be asleep. A natural and periodic state of rest during which consciousness of the world is suspended. He didn't get enough sleep last night. A torpid state resembling deep sleep. Be able to accommodate for sleeping. This tent sleeps 6 people. Provide housing for. The immigrants were housed in a new development outside the town. A social unit living together. It was a good Christian household. The members of a business organization that owns or operates one or more establishments. He worked for a brokerage house. Astrology, one of 12 equal areas into which the zodiac is divided. A building where theatrical performances or motion picture shows can be presented. The house was full. A building in which something is sheltered or located. They had a large carriage house. A dwelling that serves as living quarters for one or more families. He has a house on Cape Cod. An official assembly having legislative powers. A bicameral legislature has 2 houses. Aristocratic family line. Contain or cover. This box houses the gears. Play in which children take the roles of father or mother or children and pretend to interact like adults. The children were playing house. The audience gathered together in a theater or cinema. The house applauded. The management of a gambling house or casino. The house gets a percentage of every bet. The members of a religious community living together. Show to a seat. Assign a seat for. The host seated me next to Mrs. Smith. Place ceremoniously or formally in an office or position. A space reserved for sitting, as in a theater or on a train or airplane. He booked their seats in advance. The fleshy part of the human body that you sit on. A center of authority, as a city from which authority is exercised. Any support where you can sit, especially the part of a chair or bench etc. on which you sit. He dusted off the seat before sitting down. A part of a machine that supports or guides another part. Be able to seat. The theater seats 2,000. Furniture that is designed for sitting on. There were not enough seats for all the guests. Place in or on a seat. The mother seated the toddler on the high chair. Place or attach firmly in or on a base. Seat the camera on the tripod. Provide with seats. Seat a concert hall. Put a seat on a chair. The cloth covering for the buttocks. The seat of his pants was worn through. The legal right to sit as a member in a legislative or similar body. He was elected to a seat in the Senate. The location, metaphorically speaking, where something is based. The brain is said to be the seat of reason. Admit back into the country. A person who has returned to the country of origin or whose citizenship has been restored. Send someone back to his homeland against his will, as of refugees. Admit to a wrongdoing. She confessed that she had taken the money. Confess to a punishable or reprehensible deed, usually under pressure. Confess to God in the presence of a priest, as in the Catholic faith. Admit to a wrongdoing. Give over. Surrender or relinquish to the physical control of another. Be willing to concede. Acknowledge defeat. The candidate conceded after enough votes had come in to show that he would lose.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.